Westmoreland's roots trace back to the mid-19th century when the Oregon-California Trail crossed Pottawatomie County, passing south of the future town site near Scott Spring, a vital freshwater source for emigrants. Wagon ruts from this era remain visible today in the Oregon Trail Park, highlighting the area's role as a rest stop with mineral springs noted in pioneer diaries as early as 1834. The first permanent settler, John McKymans, arrived in 1856 from Pennsylvania, establishing a homestead at Rock Creek Crossing. By 1858, he opened the area's first post office in his home, naming it Westmoreland after his native county, marking the unofficial start of the community amid declining trail traffic that encouraged local settlement, initial development and first structures. 1860s to 1870s. The first log house was built in 1860 at the town's southeast edge, followed by a barn constructed by McKymans that later earned National Register of Historic Places status in 2010. In the winter of 1862, a rudimentary school opened in a log cabin near State Street and Highway 99, serving students from multiple townships without formal boundaries. Settlement accelerated after the Civil War, with pioneers like A.C. and Mary Cochrane arriving in 1869, followed by Scottish immigrant Adam Scott in 1870 on 1,400 acres south of Rock Creek. A sawmill on Rock Creek began operations in 1870, producing lumber for early buildings and later expanding to flour and meal, while the town was formally platted in April 1871 by surveyor Volney Baker, setting the stage for organized growth. County seat victory and courthouse era, 1880s. Amid fierce competition from nearby towns like Louisville and Wamego, Westmoreland secured the Pottawatomie County seat in an 1879 election with 1,877 votes, ending years of disputes. Initial county offices operated out of churches and the Detro House Hotel, with a temporary courthouse built in fall 1879 that was repurposed as the LaPierre Hotel. To solidify its status, residents raised $10,000 through donations and labor for a permanent two-story limestone courthouse at 106 Main Street, completed in August 1884 in late Victorian style, now the second oldest such structure in Kansas and listed on the National Register in 2018. By 1883, the town boasted 3 hotels, multiple stores, professionals like doctors and lawyers, and a bank, reflecting a boom in commerce and population to around 350, though economic prosperity waned soon after. Expansion and infrastructure boom. 1890s to 1910s. The late 19th century saw cultural and economic diversification, including the 1887 construction of a stone German evangelical church at 6th and State Streets, which later became the Rock Creek Valley Historical Society Museum in 1977. Westmoreland Elementary School, a 2-story stone building, opened in 1898, while railroad bonds passed that year connected the town to the Kansas Southern and Gulf Line by 1910, boosting trade in livestock and grain despite the line's eventual bankruptcy. The Westmoreland Interurban Railway operated briefly from 1912 to 1915, and a hand-dug city water well was completed in 1914 by 40 men. Daily stage lines to nearby towns and a population of 500 by 1910 underscored the town's role as a regional hub, with additions like a 1910 limestone jail and the first hospital in 1942. 20th century stability and recent challenges. 1920s present. Westmoreland maintained steady growth through the 20th century, with the courthouse serving until a modern justice center opened behind it in 2013, preserving the historic structure. The hospital merged with Stormont Vale in 1992, and local schools consolidated in the early 1990s, closing the high school in 1991 and repurposing the grade school as a courthouse annex. Population peaked at 778 in 2010 before settling at 740 by 2020, supported by agriculture and small businesses. Tragically, an EF3 tornado devastated the town on April 30, 2024, claiming 1 life, injuring 3, destroying 22 homes, and damaging 13 others, yet the community has rallied for recovery while honoring its pioneer heritage through sites like the Oregon Trail Park with sculptures and signage.